Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. For the project I'm going to attempt today, I'm going to attempt to turn a small bowl, but it's a off-centre, on-centre bowl. It's a technique that I've seen a number of other turners do, so I want to give it a try. I've got two pieces of timber I've sorted out, so I think there's a piece of cherry which is about 6 inches square and 1 3/4 inches in thickness, and a piece of oak which is similar size, 6 inches by 3/4 inch thick. I'm going to mark these out on the bench and turn them into two circles, two blanks, and then take them across to the lathe to turn them. So hopefully you'll stay around to watch the video, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, I've got the pieces turned out on the bandsaw, and now I need to just mark out the position of the faceplate on the bigger of the two blanks, and this wants to be off centre by around about 1/4 inch, somewhere about 1/4 inch off centre. I think will be ample for what we're doing for this size bowl. So I'm just going to put that on there, and I'll screw the faceplate onto that point, and then we can take it across to the lathe and to get it turned round. Okay, so I've recessed out the top of the bowl, and you just need to get a straight edge across there just to make sure that that is nice and flat, because you're going to be gluing the piece of oak into this recess. So just check that that's nice and flat. It doesn't matter if it slightly dips in the middle, because that is going to be taken out when we come to shape the bowl, the inside of the bowl. But it certainly needs to be flat around these edges and nice and square to the shoulder, so that the piece fits in there nicely. Okay, so the next stage is to put the piece of oak into the jaws. I've put the faceplate on the back, in the middle this time, so that we can turn that to the size we want, and the object now is to turn this to fit inside of the recess that we formed in the other piece. onto the piece. Obviously this is a bit thicker than we require, but that could be taken off once we've got it glued into the body of the bowl. So I'm going to get this glued on now, and then we'll start to turn the recess in the bottom of the bowl as a foot of the bowl, and then start to do some shaping. Okay, so you could use PVA glue or some Gorilla Glue on the inside of here to glue this on, but just to save a bit of time and to enable me to progress with the piece a little bit more quickly, for the sake of the video, then I'm just going to use some CA glue around here and around the rim. There's no need to put any glue in the middle, because obviously that bit's going to be turned out eventually, but round the edges needs to be glued, so that it holds the piece in. Okay, we'll just leave that for a few minutes for that to cure off, and then we can start shaping the bottom. Okay, so we've now got the two pieces glued together. I'm going to take it out of the chuck now, and I'm now going to move the faceplate back to the centre of the outer piece, so that we can get the top and the underside shaped and ready for recessing out the centre of the bowl. Okay, so I've taken the piece off the chuck, taken the faceplate off of this side, and that leaves me with the piece glued in there, ready for shaping. I'm going to turn this over now, and I'm going to put this back on, and this time I want to put this back into the central position so that I can turn the outside of the bowl to a sort of shape that we're looking for. So we'll just screw this back on first of all. Okay, so that's back on centre now, so we can put that back into the chuck. Okay, that's got that shaped around, and now we just need to take off some of this waste material off the centre. Okay, that's got that flattened off across there, ready to, doesn't need to be too flat across there, but just flat enough so we can get the faceplate back on. So just a little bit more flattening there in the middle. Okay, so I'm reasonably happy with that at this stage. So I usually put one or two lines just on there, and that just helps me centre the faceplate on the reverse. So once again, we'll take that back off. So those lines there are just purely and simply for the purposes of lining up the faceplate. So we'll take that off, and we'll pop that back onto there, and line up using the lines on the inside of the faceplate. That just gives me the position to just slightly off that one. Let's just do that one a little bit. That's it, and that should now go back on to the chuck, ready for shaping. Now, we need to make sure that we've got a little foot on the bottom. I'm going to put a recess in the bottom of the bowl, just so that I can remount it back onto the chuck the other side. Okay, I've got it down now to the sort of shape I want. As I say, I've left a small recess in the bottom so I can remount it on the other side. When the bowl's finished, I may well take that recess off. I'll probably just put this into the cold jaws and take the bottom off. But for purposes of the video, I'll just leave that on there for now and get the underside finished, and then we can start shaping the inside of the bowl. So I'm going to sand it down now to 240. I'm going to work through the grits and get it down to 240, and then give it a coat of sanding sealer. And there we go. That's sanded it up down to 240. I didn't want to bore you with all the sanding, so I've done that, and now it's just going to put on a coat of sanding sealer. Okay, so it's had its coat of sanding sealer, so I'm now going to put on some Yorkshire grit. taken that down now to about, works that down to about 1,000 grit. So now I'm going to put on some Hampshire Sheen High Gloss. So that's the bottom finished. That's just brought that up on to quite a nice shine of a finish. So we'll get this changed over in the chuck now, and we'll hollow out the inside. So there we go, that's the little bowl with the off-centered insert in the top around the rim. So I'm really quite pleased with the way that's turned out. I did go on to do another one with a slightly deeper insert in that one, but both bowls come up at around about 5.5 inches and about 1.5 inches thick. So really quite pleased with those. I did lose a little bit of footage towards the end of the video, as you probably noticed. Unfortunately my camera stopped working at that point, but I think I've captured most of the process start to finish. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have and you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and perhaps you'd like to give me the thumbs up and share the video. That would be very much appreciated. So it's freezing cold in the workshop, so time for me to go in, get a nice warm cup of tea, thaw out a bit, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.